As a home carer, you may be employed by a domiciliary care agency run by an organisation such as a local authority, private business or voluntary organisation. An important part of your role is to support and deliver the aims and values of the organisation. It is only through doing this that the combined efforts of you, your colleagues and the organisation at large will be able to fully meet the needs of its community-based service users by delivering person-centred care. Your manager or supervisor is there to help you to understand the organisation you work in. For example, relevant policies and procedures, and what your job role and responsibilities are. This video features carers who are involved in providing domiciliary care, but is useful for a wide range of care staff in community-based settings. Many titles exist for carers and the people they care for. In this video, we shall use the terms home carer and service users, or individuals. It's important to realise that as a home carer, you might be expected to provide a service to a wide range of individuals and not just older people. You may find yourself working with younger or older adults with physical disabilities, sensory impairments such as sight loss, learning disabilities, mental health problems. You may also be involved with children and their families for all sorts of different reasons. For example, a child may have some disability or be on the Child Protection Register, or a parent may have a medical problem and require help with caring for the children, like Kate, who is a single mother with 2 children. 2 years ago, she was diagnosed as having multiple sclerosis. There are times when her health deteriorates and she needs help with the children. Domiciliary care is provided to people in their own homes. Service users might live in their own flats or houses, but some of them might be in larger complexes, for example, sheltered accommodation. As a home carer, you will spend a lot of time out in the community. However, there will be times when you will need to go to the office, maybe to talk to the home care manager about a problem, to have supervision, or to attend a staff meeting. Clearly, as a home carer, your primary focus is to meet the needs, wishes and preferences of service users and provide active support that enables each individual to use their existing strengths and potential. This is at the heart of person-centred care practice.
What's the matter with you today? You look right cheesed off.
I feel useless in this thing. I keep dropping things while I'm trying to cook in the kitchen.
Oh. Well, what about the occupational therapist? You've been working with her, haven't you? Yeah, I'll tell you what, why don't we go in the kitchen? You show me what you've been doing.
Some individuals will need supervision whilst doing tasks for themselves.
Don't fill it too full now, Barry.
Okay, tell me when.
Other individuals might need prompting that certain things need to be done.
I was thinking I could do some washing today. Might be an idea to change your clothes.
Maybe.
Did you remember to fill in that form to take the kids on the school trip?
Your role requires you to use certain values, the principles of person-centred care and skills. You will also need to have an understanding of relevant legislation, organisational policy and procedures, and social care theory and practice, including promoting person-centred approaches. The care plan will outline the care to be provided to each individual. You'll find a copy in the service user's home and a copy in the office. There are a wide range of activities that you will perform in your role as a home carer. Reading through the care plan will tell you what activities you should do with each person you visit. You may support them as they wash, bathe or use the toilet, helping to maintain their dignity and personal hygiene. Dress or undress, assisting them to maximise their independence, make choices and maintain their privacy. Maintain or manage continence. This may range from encouraging individuals to communicate about their continence needs through to supporting individuals to use equipment to manage continence, such as pads, commodes, bedpans. Access and participate in recreational activities, helping to promote the service user's emotional and physical well-being. Eat and drink. This may range from providing food and drink that meets the individual's choice and preference to helping individuals to eat and drink with dignity. Move or walk. This may range from helping individuals maintain mobility, supporting and/or accompanying them on journeys, or contributing to moving and handling activities within the care setting. Communicate. helping with reading and writing and adapting the way you communicate to meet the individual's needs and preferences. You will also need to help to address the physical comfort needs of individuals, undertaking agreed pressure area care where necessary. Collect prescriptions and monitor the service user's safety in managing their own medication.
Oh, Vanessa, I thought you should know it's Mrs. Brown. She's having trouble with her tablets. It's her arthritis. She can't get the Dosset box open.
Handle money while shopping, collecting benefits and pension, paying bills. Use and store keys. Keep property safe, securing doors and windows. Know who to alert in an emergency. Support individuals who are distressed or have emotional needs.
Hate it when I get like this. I feel so low I could just top myself. And then I think about the kids, they'd have no one.
Look, Kate, when you feel like this, just talk to me. I can try and help you. Or get someone else's advice if you agree.
I feel so tired. It's draining looking after Mr. Adams. I sometimes scream at him and then I feel so guilty.
It must be really hard for you. Is it 3 years now since he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's?
Yes.
Recognise signs and symptoms of abuse and neglect and know how to respond if you suspect abuse. Monitor the condition of the service users, reporting observed changes and concerns to your manager.
Yeah, Mrs. Binesh has been really depressed since that funeral last week. I've noticed she's begun neglecting her personal hygiene.
This is a vital aspect of your role because you will have regular contact with the service user and may be the first person to pick up that something is wrong or that the individual's behaviour or situation is changing in some way.
How's Sam doing?
He's all right. He's not so bad, but he's still self-harming, basically.
Oh.
I mean, there was like marks on his arm last time I went round.
Contribute to the care of a deceased person.
What do I do if I find a service user has died when I go and visit?
If the person you're visiting has collapsed, you should use your basic first aid skills. Check their airway, breathing, circulation, then dial 999 and inform the ambulance service and police that you found an unconscious person. You shouldn't assume that they've died. That has to be medically certified. Once you've done that, contact your team manager in the usual way and let them know. Remember to preserve the scene in case of a coroner's investigation.
Work in partnership with other people and organisations. To do all of these activities effectively, amongst many other things, you will be expected to communicate with and complete records for individuals. Support the health and safety of yourself and individuals. Parveen has to work in very squalid conditions in Sam's room, and Sam sometimes self-harms by cutting himself. She has to be conscious of the risk of infection, but also not transfer any infection to another household. As a home carer, you should not have to put up with being threatened or harmed physically or emotionally. It's not part of the job.
If you don't keep your bloody nose out of our business, you're going to be very, very sorry.
I think in future we need 2 of you in there. You can work with Glenn.
Develop your knowledge and practice.
That's your induction now finished. I'd like to discuss with you how you found the process, hopefully to identify any training needs that you have in the future, which I can then write down in your training and development plan.
That's a relief actually, because there are so many things that I still feel that I know so little about. For instance, challenging behaviour and how I'm supposed to respond to it.
If you are an experienced member of staff, you will also be expected to promote, monitor and maintain standards in other workers, not just yourself. All the care activities that you will do in your role as a home carer, such as the ones we have just looked at, will have a written procedure on how the activity should be carried out. Your organisation will also have policies to tell you how to respond in different situations. We shall now look at these. Policies and procedures exist to support the care, protection and well-being of individuals, protect you, colleagues and the organisation. Whilst the care plan will tell you what care activities to do for each individual service user and how to do them, the policies and procedures will tell you the underpinning reasons and the processes your organisation requires you to follow. For example, they will tell you how to handle money or medication, how to claim expenses, how to deal with a medical emergency, when to wear personal protective equipment. In fact, all areas of your work as a carer will be covered. Policies and procedures should not be viewed as an unnecessary bureaucratic distraction from your daily activities.
This is your copy of our staff handbook. Our policies and procedures are outlined in here for you, so make sure you read it. There's also full copies in the blue files in the office.
Relevant policies and procedures will explain how you should deal with certain situations, like receiving gifts.
You were so helpful to me last week when I had that problem with the gas bill. I saw this in a local shop and I bought it for you.
Please don't be offended, but I'm not allowed to accept gifts.
I will be offended if you don't take it.
Mrs. Adams put me in a really difficult position today. Now, I know we're not supposed to take gifts,
No.
but I found it really hard to say no. And I also found it difficult to explain to her.
Right, let's talk about what you did say, and then we can look at the policy that explains what to do. And then perhaps you can talk to Mrs. Adams again.
Your knowledge will develop over time, and you are not expected to know everything all at once. So you should never feel afraid to ask for help. If you don't feel able or are not adequately trained to carry out any aspect of your work, the General Social Care Council's Code of Conduct says you must seek assistance from your employer or the appropriate authority.
The community nurse told me it was my job to change Peggy Ingram's catheter. I thought it was hers, but she said it was my responsibility, so I did it.
It's definitely not your job. If you're not sure of something, check again in the care plan or ask me.
Okay.
Remember, if in doubt, ask. Don't put anyone at risk of harm from a lack of knowledge or understanding. Over the years, there have been many government initiatives, guidance issued around best practice and legislation passed, all aimed at improving standards of care and protecting vulnerable people. Some place legal responsibilities on social care providers, your manager and the organisation that employs you, whilst others apply directly to you as a home carer. One such recent initiative is the General Social Care Council's Code of Practice for Social Care Workers. This describes the standards of conduct and practice which you must follow as you go about your work. As a home carer, you must protect the rights and promote the interests of service users and carers. Strive to establish and maintain the trust and confidence of service users and carers. Promote the independence of service users while protecting them as far as possible from danger or harm. Respect the rights of service users while seeking to ensure that their behaviour does not harm themselves or other people. Uphold public trust and confidence in social care. Be accountable for the quality of your work and take responsibility for maintaining and improving your knowledge and skills. You must follow this code of practice to remain able to carry out social care, so be sure to read it and understand your responsibilities. There are a number of values that form the principles of person-centred care, which you should reflect in your practice. One of these values is partnership.
My induction mentioned working in partnership, but I'm not really sure what it means.
Well, working in partnership means everyone working together towards the same objective to support the care, protection and well-being of the individuals we work with. We work in partnership with the service user and their families and a range of key people, occupational therapists, nurses, social workers, loads of different people.
Let's firstly take a closer look at those within your setting. Whilst there will certainly be occasions when you will support individuals without the assistance of others, you are part of a larger team. Colleagues are a good source of support and assistance. The GSCC's Code of Conduct says you must work cooperatively and openly with colleagues. Working openly means you do not deceive, conceal facts or cover up mistakes.
Mr. Hunt was really angry last night. He tried to hit me. But don't say anything, otherwise he might have to go into a home.
But that's not fair on the others. They won't be prepared for what he might do to them.
Your manager or supervisor is also part of the team, there to provide you with support and guidance as and when required. They will be happy to listen to concerns, problems or ideas from staff and service users alike.
I wanted to talk to you about Sam Jenkins. I'm finding him very, very difficult to work with, and he makes me so